Hello and welcome to the Friar channel. I am the Friar, aka Father Nicholas. And if you like the content of this video, please give the channel a subscribe. It really does help me. And today's video is going to be a little bit of a vlog. And my other video I did this week was on sort of the demons of ministry, how we can, in our own sort of misguided attempts, get off the mark in relationship to our ministries. And I wanted to speak a little bit about from my own past about this issue. Now, I came to the church in college, so these events and these actions that I want to speak about was before I came back to the Catholic Church. Now, in college, I did a lot of sort of philanthropic activities. I did a lot of work with Easter Seals, the Boy Scouts, a Woman Abuse Center, etc. I didn't care about any of these people. They were just faceless beings in a crowd, but I knew the world around me cared, and if I did these good actions and I helped these people, it would make me look good, I would have a good reputation, and I would get the things that I want and be able to live the kind of life I want to live. So all these people I was helping were just means to an end. I didn't care who the heck they were. And the darkest one of them all was when I would do work at a woman's abuse center. You know, because of the rural area I grew up in back in Michigan, spousal abuse of girlfriends and of kids, you know, was heard a lot of. I never experienced that, but it was sort of a plague and a scourge on the area. So here I am, somebody that would later, as I am now, have a lot of passion in sort of combating spousal abuse, domestic violence, etc. Here I am working at a woman's abuse center, you know, moving boxes, listening to the ladies there, etc. I didn't care about any of them, you know. I pitied some of them, but I just thought they were foolish for putting themselves in these situations where they would allow somebody to beat them. And here I am. They don't know any of these things in my heart. I'm putting on a good dog and pony show. You know, I have a great smile. I was using the old dimples and all that sort of stuff. And as I reflect back on that, I could really see that I was abusing these women again, and they weren't even aware of it. Because, you know, I don't believe any of them had the gift to read a heart, but I knew what I was doing. I knew I didn't care. I knew just by being there and helping them, and there was a lot of great charity that was being done, that I would look great to other people around. And that's what was important. That was necessary. You know, not that these women needed help, but because I needed to look good, I had to do this sort of work. My conversion into the church really showed this darkness in me when the Holy Spirit came, and that external eye that was so focused on, you know, manipulating all these people around me, that external eye turned internal, and I saw a gnawing nothingness inside of me, eating away at me, turning everything it touched into like a vaporless form of nothingness. And I knew I was in a bad spot. And it was only by the grace of God, through that campus ministry there at Northern Michigan University, where I went to college at, that I began to see the darkness that was not just contained inside of me, but plaguing all the actions and all the works in my life. To say I was scared was an understatement. But the comfort and the care that I was shown by my fellow Catholics at that time gave me the comfort and the courage to just stand before that nothingness and not run away from it, and allow the grace of God to fill it up. So as we go forward, you know, this deeper communion that we are all called to with Jesus Christ, that Carmelite spirituality is built upon, this living in allegiance to Jesus Christ, of going into deeper communion with Him, you know, with a pure heart and a stout conscience. The call to reflect on one's ministry and on one's activities and on one's work to see if they're pointing to the glory of God or if they're pointing to our own glory is of the utmost importance. And I hope this video helped you today and may be encouraging you to reflect on your own activities in your life, in your own charitable works in your life, whether they're through a church or whether they're just through nonprofits or etc., but to reflect upon them, to see how you're living in relationship with them, and are they helping you to grow into the deeper communion that we're all called to. And I hope my video earlier in the week, part 2 of my 4-part series on discernment, going deeper into communion with Jesus Christ, helps you in this process. So just as the Lord didn't abandon me in my own darkness that led me to abuse so many people through taking advantage of their need through my acts of charity in order to make my own self look good, Christ is not going to run away from you in your own darkness. Christ has conquered the darkness by entering into the darkness, and he's with you every step of the way. So if you like this video, please give my channel a subscribe. It really does help me. And also give the video a like. I'm really trying to get my Carmelite sort of spirituality, social media work growing. If you want more of my content, visit my website, thefrankfriar.com. That's Friar, F-R-I-A-R, thefrankfriar.com. There you can find links to my podcast, blog, articles to my Catholic Stand articles, and etc. There's also a contact page there if you want to email me with questions or comments, or if you need something to be prayed about, I'll lift it up in my daily prayer. If you're discerning a vocation to the religious life or priesthood, there's a vocation tab on my website. Shoot me a message. I'll be happy to help you in your vocational discernment. Remember, my brothers and sisters, that we're all called to have some level of Martha-ness, this active ministry, this active work in our life. But like with everything, we always have to be reflective about it to see how are we growing in it, to make sure that it doesn't become a roadblock for us growing in deeper communion with Jesus Christ, which we're all called to. So thank you again for being with me today, my brothers and sisters. Know I'm praying for you. Know I love you. And may God bless you.